Hi and welcome to another live stream here from Logosol Portable Sawmills, the headquarters in the beautiful high coast area in Sweden. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm really excited to see what you've been up to during my vacation.
Not much, as usual.
So you have started to build a camp shelter?
Yes.
Or
start a mill for a camp shelter.
okay,
Anyways.
so I see some stacks of wood here, like beams and slabs. And what's up for today?
Now we're going to start to build. So we
So you
have make a place that we will have it.
So you have started with the foundation for the camp shelter.
Yes. So I think we will continue with that, and you and Karen can mill.
Okay, so you will
do this.
start with this. So this is an area where you have cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Put some gravel on the ground and started with the base for the camp shelter. And so so do we have all the building material?
Yes, I think the only thing we're missing now is the slabs for the outside.
So me and Karin will start with continuing to make some slabs.
Yes.
That we can put on that's like the siding, or what do you call it? Outside paneling.
Yes.
Great.
So I will do that.
And if you are new to Logosol, Logosol Portable Sawmills, you can check us out at our webpage. Go to logosol.com to find out more about us and our products. We have pricing and more technical information on our site. Take your time to sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know about cool new products, campaigns, and inspirational content from Logosol. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So just search for Logosol Portable Sawmills and give us a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to our live streams. We have done a lot of live streams past year and a half. So if you are interested in what we've done in the past, go check them out. You can find them on both Facebook and YouTube. Anything else to add, Karin?
Yes. We have the chats open, so if you have any questions or comments, please write in the chat. It works fine on both Facebook and YouTube.
Great. I forgot to mention that. So anyway, Anders is going to start with the foundation for the camp shelter, and me and Karin will do some milling. So we get to do the fun stuff, and Anders get to do the very important, and I mean where you need to be really skilled and do the right stuff all the time. We can do the fun stuff.
Should we say something about the machines that we have today?
Yes, we can do that. We have a chainsaw mill and a bandsaw mill.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
Okay.
So, but we can, we have the F2 chainsaw mill, 5 meter long with 3 log lifters. The F2 chainsaw mill can handle logs up to 50 centimeters in diameter, and that's 20 inch. And we have the chainsaw, have to check, the Steel MS661 chainsaw. It's a 90cc really powerful chainsaw from steel that's perfect to be used on our chainsaw mills such as the F2 we have and the F2 Plus. And as I said before, if you're interested in knowing more about the product and the price and technical data, head over to our webpage, but not yet.
Not yet.
Just watch this live stream first.
We have our first comment here. Hello, Logosol. Love from Russia.
Hi.
Thank you.
Love back to Russia.
Thank
Love
you
from
for
Sweden.
watching. Yeah, love from Sweden. Ah, great.
Oh, that's the perfect first comment.
Yeah,
Huh?
great.
Sending
Feels
love
great.
throughout the world.
Yeah, the Logosol world.
Yeah. So, slabs, which means that we will do just cut through the logs. So we're not going to make a cant. We'll just slice the log up into unedged boards, slabs.
Live edge board.
Live edge.
Is that a
Live-
word for it as well?
A live edge board,
Yeah.
a slab,
Yeah.
an unedged board. Yeah.
One more comment. Hello, thank you for this demonstration.
Oh,
Thank you for the comment.
thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Sending comments, and I mean this is great.
Great start.
A great start. We have this log here on the chainsaw mill. And
We must start with the counting.
yeah, we'll do some measurements here. And the thickness of the slabs is going to be 1 inch. So we are going to count from the center of the log and we're actually going to leave a 2-inch slab in the middle, and that's because we can't cut lower than 2 inches on the final board or slab we're going to do. So we are actually going to see how many boards we can get out of this. And if we start from the center, we have 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 3 3/4. I think that's good. Which means that the first cut is going to go in around here. 3 3/4 from the center up. We'll have a look on the other side as well. Three 3/4. Yeah. And the reason to why I'm adding a 1/4 of an inch to every board is that we want to take into account the curve, and that's the really cool thing about the Logosol chainsaw mill and the lifting system. It's all made in increments of 1/4 of an inch, which is the curve. So it makes it really easy to mill and to use it.
So every click that we hear is a 1/4 of an inch.
Yes. and we know that we're going in somewhere around here on the thinner end of the log, or the smaller end, and it's 10.5 inches on this side, and it's 12 inches here, so that's 1.5 inch difference, which means that we want the difference between the thinner end and the larger end is 1.5 inch, and we want to divide that difference by 2. So here we have 9 3/4, which means that we should have 10.5 here. Then we know that we have the center of the log, the core, the middle of the log, level to the guide rail.
Very good
sounds about right, huh?
Yeah. So it's time for the first cut.
Yes. And basically now when we've set it up for the first cut, we made our first cut, now it's just as easy as lifting the log lifters. The same amount of clicks on each one, so 5 clicks on this side and 5 clicks here.
Have you mentioned something about the third leg on this mill?
No, I didn't actually. This is the 5-meter version with 3 log lifters, and the obvious advantage is, of course, you can mill longer logs, and you get an extra support during the milling of longer logs, so it doesn't sag down in the middle. But as you can probably see, we have a different distance between these pair of log lifters and these pair. So that means that if you have really short logs, like 1 meter, 120, it's possible to mill those, like, I don't know, exotic fruit trees, stuff, small knurled logs just on these 2. And of course, shorter logs that are just 2.5 meters, you can use only these 2 log lifters. So I think it's a great combo when you have the different spacing between the log lifters.
Very popular setup.
Probably the most popular length that we sell. And I lifted them up 5 clicks, and that's due to the kerf. So 4 clicks for an inch board or slab, and 1 click, 1/4 of an inch for the kerf. And I know that we have the log lifters on different positions due to the, what do you call it? Due to the difference in
The tapered.
the taper, due to the taper in the log. Thanks. But as long as we lift the log lifters up the same amount, we can get a straight surface or a straight cut. So now 5 clicks on both, we can do our first real like slab.
So we can have one more board or two before we flip it over. One?
Let me check. 2 boards before we flip it over.
Yeah.
I hope. I hope so. With a chainsaw mill, you get a really smooth and nice surface. It's actually amazing
It's fantastic.
how good of a surface you get with these kind of ripping chains. So this is a steel 3/8 Pico ripping chain. It's called 63 PMX, and it leaves a really smooth surface, and you can use this right away on a camp shelter, for example. And if you want to paint it, that's also perfectly fine.
So a quite easy setup, and you can make your own boards just after a few hours.
Yeah, I mean, easy to use thanks to the lifting system. You have a very good working height,
Yeah.
very ergonomical. You can access the log from this side, so it's really like easy and efficient to use. And we actually did a comparison last year, and this year too, between the bandsaw mill and a chainsaw mill this year. A competition. And if you go watch that, it's on Facebook and on YouTube. You can see that even though cutting with the chainsaw is a bit slower than the bandsaw, thanks to the effectiveness in height and height setting, and you're working with the log from this side only. Basically, it's you get really effective, and you can produce quite a lot, even though you get a thinner kerf with the bandsaw mill. But that's basically the only difference. You can with like medium-sized logs like this, you can produce a lot with the chainsaw mill.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take it for a spin?
Yeah, thank you.
I thought you'd never ask.
Almost like that. I actually thought you would run one more, and then it was my turn. But so 5 clicks for one board. Ha! It's so fun.
Yeah, it is.
Easy and fun. Think of all projects you can do with this machine. It's amazing.
For example, a camp shelter.
Yeah, for example that.
Or a house.
Or a house.
So basically we can do one more cut, a 1-inch board, and then we can turn it around and count backwards up. We need to leave a 2-inch plank in the bottom. But I think it's time to have a look and see how Anders is doing.
Yeah. And we should also look at the sketch of the camp shelter.
So we can have a look at what Anders is doing, and also show you a sketch of how it's supposed to look when it's finished. Anders can't guarantee that it's going to look exactly like this.
Yeah, yes, he can. He has already done that. He signed the paper.
Oh, he
the
signed
sketch.
the paper.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you know, carpenters, they can do changes along the way, and it's like, yeah, this is how it's going to look. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's so super nice, and the foundation is almost finished, I would say.
Yeah.
Looks super level from my perspective. And remember that the bottom right corner on a camp shelter has to like dip a little bit. Or nah.
See,
No, it looks really nice.
Perhaps after the first barbecue.
After the first barbecue. No, this camp shelter will actually last a real barbecue party without.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be awesome to have a camp shelter at the office.
Yeah. Cool. Anders is
Maybe.
really focused and
He's
concentrated.
maybe it could be cool.
It's like not communicating at all.
No.
Well,
So we leave him.
we leave him, so everything will be straight and nice.
Yep.
So let's. we
So
could-
what do you think? Should we continue with the chainsaw? Or look
We
into
can.
the...
I think we can head over to the Bandsaw mill actually. You've seen the F2 chainsaw mill in action. To find out more about the F2 chainsaw mill and the F2 chainsaw mill bundles that we have on our website, go to logosol.com, click Sawmills, chainsaw mills, and see all our packages, bundles that we have. The F2 and F2 Plus chainsaw mills. So let's head over to the Bandsaw mill.
The Logosol B751.
And the B751 Bandsaw mill is, this particular model is equipped with the 13 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. It is also available with 3-phase 400 volt 50 hertz electrical system with 4 kilowatt motor. We also have 2 other bandsaw mill models. We have the B751 Pro, which is a beefier version of the regular B751 with other motor options and also other accessories that you can add on. And then we have the B1001, which can handle logs up to 1 meter in diameter. So that's a really huge bandsaw mills that can handle the really large logs. So the B751 is, or all our bandsaw mill models are really thought out with the operator in focus. Easy to read height scale. We have the last cut indicator, helps you being effective when you are cutting a lot of planks or boards. We have an adjustable blade guide to give the blade really good support, whether you're milling smaller logs or the really large logs. And here we're actually going to do the same thing. We're going to cut slabs. So we'll make an additional 1 or 2 slab here before we turn it around and start slabbing from the other side. And I mentioned the lifting mechanism on the chainsaw mills, that we had 1/4 of an inch increments. On the bandsaw mills we have also fixed steps, but we have 1/8 of an inch, and that's also basically the curve of the saw blade, and that makes it really easy to use, and you get the exact same thickness for every cut. So we'll start by lowering the saw head until we get to the last cut indicator, And from there we are going to lower one turn and one increment, and then we have our 1-inch board. And the really cool thing, I mean, there are a lot of cool things about the Logosol bandsaw mills and chainsaw mills, but the log supports that we have fixed on one side, they all have 3 different height settings, and those are fixed. And on our scale here, we have 3 markings to show exactly where those log supports are. So instead of worrying about milling through your log supports, I can just, by a glimpse on the scale, see that I have the log supports on the 3rd level, and I can see here that I'm far away from them because they are on 120 millimeters, for example. So I don't have to worry to hit the log supports at all. And that's super cool.
So smart. Help me out, please. Thank you.
And then, of course, we have our patented log clamps that are, I mean, top notch. They are the best log clamps that I've seen and used on a bandsaw mill. We have the large eccentric disc that takes up the gap between the log support and the log, and then we have another smaller eccentric in the handle, which means that you can clamp the log really firm and it doesn't leave any marks on the log or boards. So, Karin, show me some muscles.
Okay.
Let's turn this log around.
Yeah, I will use one of my favorite tools.
Yep.
So let me see it. It's a long time since I used it. It's still a favorite.
Yeah, it really seems like your favorite tool. That's the Logosol, the Smart Turner.
Yeah.
Which is really nice if you remember how to use it. No, sorry. And we're just going to turn it
Upside down.
flat down like that. And I think we safely can remove the log supports and use the edge that we already have built in the cross banks or log shelves.
I'm working hard.
And I don't really think that we need to clamp this log, but we'll do it anyway. We'll clamp it really low so that we can go we can cut all the way down. And with this bandsaw mill, or all our bandsaw mills, you can go down to a 1-inch board at the end. So by clamping all the way down, we can actually keep milling without resetting the clamps, and since we remove the log supports as well, we can go all the way down.
I want to say something why this is a favorite tool.
Yeah.
You get very strong when you use it, and also it's very safe because you can keep one sturdy grip with one hook and then take a new grip with the other hook, so you never have to leave the log loose.
No, you don't. Exactly, you don't
Yeah.
have to release the grip that you have with one. So
Yeah.
it's basically two cant hooks that are fixed together and work independently and together, of course.
Really
So thanks
smart.
to the length, you get some extra strength, and you can grip it with one and just take a new grip with the other.
So also we can't forget to speak about the small flag we have here that we are very proud of.
Yes, probably not visible on video, but we have the Swedish flag on the bandsaw mills, and that's because all of our products are manufactured in Sweden, and the bandsaw mills as well. And we are really proud to be able to offer Swedish products.
High quality products, yeah.
And the good thing now is that we have, besides the normal absolute scale that show you the thickness or under the saw blade, we have the production scale that we can use now. So we'll just hit one of the 1-inch marks, and I know that at the end I will have a 1-inch board in the bottom, so I don't need to measure on the log. I don't need to calculate anything. When I'm doing this first off cut, I'll make sure to hit one of those 1-inch marks, and I can keep milling, and I know that I will have a 1-inch board in the bottom. Sorry, I got a bit carried away and just
I know
kept
the
going
feeling.
and going. And you
Yeah.
know, thanks to the last cut indicator and the production scale taking in account the curve, it's, I mean, you saw yourself, it's really easy and it's quick. You go through, you lift it up, and on the way back or when you're here, you can just go down until you hit the last cut indicator and then the next cut and you're ready to go. So super easy and effective
And fun.
and fun. I can do this all day long.
So we don't have any new questions or comments? No? Should we ask Anders if he...
If he have time to join us,
Yeah,
he's measuring the diagonals and
or perhaps we go walk over to him.
in.
It's time for a coffee break, Anders.
Good.
Good. Oh. Fantastic.
Oh! It's not squeaking.
No?
That's good.
Good work.
Perfect.
Now, really, really nice. Looks to be a solid foundation. If you want to follow our camp shelter project, stay tuned for our coming live streams where we will involve even more machines to make our camp shelter. So hopefully in the end we will have a camp shelter here.
Before the snow.
Before the snow.
Yeah.
And all the material will be milled and planed, molded with products from Logosol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to know more, please let us know. You can find our contact details if you go to logosol.com. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.